You are watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this week's show, we're talking about weird house pets, celebrating a very special Adultitis Fighter, and reminding you of important things to keep in mind when life rains on your parade.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hello. It is so rainy here,
Raining
you guys.
cats and dogs in
oh
the
my
studio.
gosh, I'm so glad we brought these, or got our goggles and your hat here tonight. Is it raining where you're at?
We are nerds, you guys.
Whoa. That's amazing.
We had this idea in the car the other day of like, wouldn't it be funny if we did little props that were on the screen? And
Is it funny?
You tell us.
Hold on.
Or
That's what I'm talking about.
Right? I
Yeah,
love this.
either-
It's hard to
either
keep my face because I move around so much. Hey, thank you for being here. We are so happy that you are taking this Humpday break to shenanigate with us. And we know there's so much demanding of your time. So thank you for being here.
yes, good for you for taking a little time for yourself, whether you are watching us live or in the replay, because we know we've got a big group of fans. And
You're a little bit more casual this week.
yeah, well, we're coming
Yeah.
off of gallery night, which was a success, although the auction is still...
Yes. What do we got?
Still a few
4
hours left to
I
go
can't
in
do
the
math.
auction.
Is it 4 hours?
Something.
Central time,
Something.
midnight. Okay.
Time is ticking
And I
away.
have to tell you, it was so cool. I got a chance to peek at the comments today from Gallery Night, and there were so many awesome. You guys were here, and it was. We were a little distracted, as you know. We were busy talking like chipmunks at one point. I hope you guys got a good laugh out of that. Or if you watched the replay, Jason magically edited all of that out, which was really cool.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yes, it was, and appreciate all the support. We'll talk about the auction and some other things a little bit later
But first,
on.
let's talk about our Wonder and Whimsy birthdays.
Yes.
November apparently is a very busy birthday month in the Wonder and Whimsy Society, and we would be totally remiss if we forgot to mention the ones last week because we were so fancy we didn't cover these things last week. Remember that?
Yeah, when you're fancy, you just
can't
can't do
you
stuff.
can't remember things when you're fancy.
It's a crippling
even though I
problem.
didn't have any shoes on.
That's why I
but-
try not to be fancy more than I can.
That's why.
Yeah,
you
that's
choose-
the main
why.
reason.
It makes sense.
The more fancy
So-
you are, the less you can get accomplished. You can get things. Just don't be fancy.
That's
It's
a life motto.
It is.
It's a life motto.
It's new.
Last week, Mike Schroeder, who we're going to be talking about a little bit later. If you don't know Mike, you should. He is such a mentor and a leader in this movement of escaping adulthood. His birthday was on Thursday. So happy birthday to Mike and Nick Hawley. Your birthday, of course, was on Friday. I hope you had an amazing day. And Monday, Paul Tracy. I know you're on the
One of
chat
my
on your
favorite
couch
people.
with your favorite person there.
Yes, he said he was in
Scottsdale.
his couch the way he always is on these. He's a loyal viewer with his wife, Kara.
We hope you had a good birthday on Monday, Paul. And then coming up before our next show, we have Steven Saki on Saturday, along with Joy Allman from Tucson and Mary Eichelmeyer on Monday.
good
Oh my
group.
gosh. Happy birthday, you guys.
Happy birthday, one and all. Yeah, but we need to talk about what's going on.
What's going on?
What's Going On is a segment on the show in which we share a strange vintage photo and ask you what's going on. So put in the comments
Odd.
what you think is going on in this photo. And while we wait for the comments to pile in, wanted to share a little behind the scenes shot that Jenna got last week of
This is a
gallery night.
rare shot, you guys. It was cool that she took the moment to grab it because oftentimes, well, obviously we can't take this shot, but so thank you, Jenna, and a shout out to our kiddos who are hanging out with Jenna and Sue tonight. We miss you guys. Yeah, this is a cool one. Look at all those devices and whatnots. You don't
Yeah.
even see the lights.
When you see it like this, you see what a cluster it all is.
Thank goodness someone knows what he's doing. Yeah, so that was cool. It was a cool moment. I think that was my favorite moment, that this got captured at the very end when we had our staff, our junior staff, jump in at the last minute to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, it was exciting. We had 17 or nearly 1,700 comments
100?
live.
1,700
comments that came in that night.
That's awesome.
As we went live, that was awesome, and we got some really cool takeaways from people, didn't we?
Toward the end, if you didn't watch it or you weren't able to catch it, please do. It's hopefully a fun replay to be able to go back to. We put a lot of effort into it, so hopefully that was something that you could go back to and kind of be inspired by at a later date. But yeah, at the end, we got a chance to say, hey, what was your biggest takeaway? And there were some cool ones, okay? Jody Jensen, I'm not sure if she's on here yet tonight, her and Tom out there in Utah. Jody said, my biggest takeaway is that there are other VeggieTale closet singers like myself out there. And you should use your talent, stay positive and hopeful, and always look to the light.
Sweet.
Good one.
I think, what was the VeggieTale? We asked, what was your most, like the band?
Music, band or singer that you are embarrassed to admit that you like, and that must have come up in the
Apparently
comments.
VeggieTales was very popular,
Yep.
so that's kind of a fun one. And then Heather Haas and her daughter Stella Oshadatz had a cool one. Their biggest takeaway was that Jason doesn't have a real job. He has a passion. So that was pretty cool to hear them say that. And that was based on
That's what I'm talking about.
the Kids Take Over segment where the
That was fun.
kiddos interviewed Jason, and Ben very boldly asked his dad, when are you going to get a real job?
Someday.
So hopefully not, actually. Yeah, that's true. All right, another cool takeaway was from Christy Splickle. Would you say?
Easy for you to say.
I know. I hope I didn't botch that. Christy, I apologize. My takeaway is that I need to join these meetings every week. You guys are amazing. So I'm like, sweet. I hope that you do. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. I hope that you do, because we really do enjoy this time that we put out with you guys, and we hope you join us every week. And then finally, last but not least, I thought Whitney's takeaway, Wendy Whitney Share said, take on a challenge. It could be a wonderful mess or perfection. Either way, you will learn and grow. So that was a really cool takeaway. Yep. So
great stuff.
Back to the chat.
Thank you for being part of it. All right. We want to know what is going on with this photo. So let us see. I'm seeing comments are coming in. Gotta move this up a little bit.
Mr. Ed. I haven't thought about Mr. Ed in so long. All right.
Hold on a second as I move this comment. There you go.
Kristen.
Oh, let me put that up real quick. Yes. Okay. Kristen. There we go. We've done this before. Trust us. We know what we're doing. Kristen, Mr. Ed training exercises. Yes.
Yeah, that's legit.
Lisa, horseplay.
Do we have that? Do we have one of those? That's a little extra. Yeah.
Dorothy, Mr. Ed saying, let's have a fun night.
That's good.
Leah says, such a sweet moment. Makes me think. No, I know she's talking about the other photo that was up, but I thought this was hilarious. Such a sweet moment. Makes me think of one of our recent Wonder Hunt challenges. That is one heck of a Wonder Hunt. Yeah. Let's see. Paul says, your mother's new cosmetics need to go back to Avon. Hold your horses.
Helen.
Classic.
That's good. That's good. My dad would love that line.
Tracy, shenanigans on the farm, possibly with Mr. Ed as a young colt.
I think this is dating many of us. Did you guys watch Mr. Ed? We totally did. Nick at Night.
Is it true? Is it true what they say about how they got him to talk?
Gum?
I
totally thought they put some some kind of gum in his mouth.
I once heard that
this is interesting.
And this is something PETA would not be cool with, but I don't know that PETA had much of a say back in the day, but I thought I heard that they would take a carrot and insert it in a certain part of its body to make it do that. No. And I assume...
Holy nightmare.
Gross.
I assume it's an urban legend.
Urban legend.
Kind of like how Marilyn Manson was Paul from Wonder Years.
Yeah, it's
confirmed
not true.
not true. But just throwing that
The
out.
fact that you even have that in your
It's
head.
probably fake news.
It's, yeah, that's...
Anyway,
it
Brian
dumb.
says Timmy forgot to lock the gate.
Timmy.
Of course it's Timmy. Right.
Right. That's good.
Wes, ponies are not lap animals.
Hey, these days, anything goes, right?
Yes.
Pets are part of the family.
When we talked online, she told me she was healthy as a horse.
Oh, these are good, you guys.
Dad saw his life flash before his eyes, and the kids had stuff to talk about in therapy.
Don't we all?
No, not on the couch.
Oh, you guys.
It sounds like our son Ben, who is with Jenna tonight on a super sleepover, a donkey doing charades.
Hey.
They don't. What's fascinating to me is that none of the family members seem concerned about this at all.
Especially the girl that's so upright with the little cowboy
happy.
boot there. She is not alarmed.
How's my manicure?
Oh, that's good.
Our daughter says that donkey is holding hands with that man. That is a very Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I love it.
That donkey is holding hands with
we
that
just watched
man.
Guardians the other night.
Oh, sweetie, why the long face?
Oh.
And then, last but not least, Wendy says, "Will you marry me?"
Oh. Nice. These creative juices are flowing, you guys.
Yeah, I like
Thank
that.
you for that. That was a good way to start.
Good stuff. Thanks for playing with us. It's always fun to pull out a photo and see what you guys have
I'm
to say
still
about
loving
that.
on Rose comment. That donkey is holding hands with that man.
She's not wrong.
She's not.
She's not wrong.
I love it, Ro.
She's not wrong. Well, this is an opportunity that we love to ask you to share this hijinks and shenanigans with your friends, right?
Yes. I think last week on gallery night we had like over 40 some shares. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
That was pretty epic. So just because we might be a little smaller crowd tonight doesn't mean we can't beat 40.
It's pretty good. It's
right?
pretty good. I always am amazed when I look at the stats afterwards how many people watch the replay and all that, which is really cool. And
I like these movements.
I'm always trying to add to the repertoire. I'm excited because in a little bit we're going to explain why I'm wearing this Cubs jersey. And more importantly, we're going to share some things you probably need to be reminded of again.
And
in a good way. Like something that will uplift you. If today was a typical hump day and you kind of feel a little bit beaten down by life, stay tuned in because we're gonna address that and hopefully uplift you.
And Jason may cry during his monologue. I'm just saying.
It's possible.
I'm just saying.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
All right, gallery night. I mean, obviously, it was a kickoff to a week-long auction that ends tonight at midnight Central Time. We'll be up till midnight.
Bids
I know that.
are coming in fast
heavy.
and furious.
Yes.
But there are a few things that are still out there that haven't been bid on at all. Not that many, but a few. Or are still in really low. We have a lot of different price points, but we wanted to highlight a few things, didn't we?
Yeah, what do we have here?
How about this first?
I would grab it, but it's very,
it's
very
really
solid.
hard to tell. I'm going to try to do this so that you can see this is an acrylic print, you guys. So you can kind of see this is shiny and glossy and gorgeous.
It's got a really modern look to it. It's super, super bright. Yeah, that's a very Minnesotan thing to say.
Hey there.
But no, I mean the colors are super magnificent because of the acrylic aspect of it. Would you say?
It adds a. Kelsey says such a wonderful night, gallery night. Thank you, Kelsey.
Yeah.
All right, so a couple other things.
So yes, let's
just to let you know because some of the things are really unusual, and we want to make sure that you see it.
These are super heavy, by the way. All right, going more with the acrylics. This guy, I will bring it back here so we will stay in focus.
Mm-hmm.
But these acrylics are pretty sharp, you guys. Exactly the same kind of features as the one behind us in terms of there's something about the shine on these where the color just kind of jumps out at you. And I love this.
Hefty.
They are. And they stand on their own and you can do tons of different things with them. So
Yep.
that's kind of a cool one. What do we got? That little wood.
Yeah, go ahead and grab that.
Yeah,
We've
this
got a
little
bunch
guy.
of these. So we have one each of all of these things. The acrylic blocks, these little framed mini
Let's
prints.
put them side by side so you can see the size difference.
Yeah,
on
these are
those.
the
Yep.
Corona blessings. And
This is a maple wood. Again, it could stand on its own, which is kind of hard to see, but it also has a little ability to hang. And these also have that shine on them. And I have to say, there's something about that clean wood that really makes the art just jump out of it. So
yeah,
those are pretty
the
sharp.
frame adds it. And it's like you can really put on your desk and have a little
Versatile
presence. Yes.
Yes.
What else? Oh, I wanted to pull this out. I think I've showed this a few times, but
Oh boy.
I hesitate to share this one because
He wants to keep it,
wanna
okay?
keep it.
No, you'd get rid of it.
Oh yeah, I can make a print for
But-
myself. But this is the
yeah.
original. This is a watercolor painting of inspired by Empire Strikes Back of these pop culture people.
Got the little Ugnaught. I mean, those of you who are enjoying Mandalorian right now, I think there's a lot of bringing about that same life, right?
Yep.
And obviously there's no Baby Yoda because we have to be true to each episode. But,
yes, but
it's pretty.
this
It's
was a
pretty
lot of fun
sharp.
to
The
do.
background is super pretty. It's all watercolor.
Yeah, it's
and
all watercolor.
Is it color
A little bit of
pencil?
colored pencil.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
So
usually
that
his
is one
MO.
of the originals. We have a number of originals that are available in the auction. And last but not least, there's a ton of cool stuff, but we don't want to take the whole show. But this is probably
yes.
both of our favorites.
I really do believe this was the showstopper.
So this is a wood. This is a wood print. And it's, this is probably the most popular image that I created during the pandemic. And people
Yes.
really seem to
Let's see if you can
relate to it. But there's a
see
little
the
extra
difference
feature
there.
here that you can, is kind of neat.
Will it
I
go
can put it
on?
on.
Oh, there we go. Poof.
And it lights up.
Yes. So Jason literally bought a drill, and this is a wood print. So he put all this together, you guys. This was like a vision he had during our brainstorms when we were coming up with cool one-of-a-kind products. And
Turns on, turns off.
those of you who follow the Escape Adulthood League and my Whimsy Wednesday post know that fairy lights are our jam right now. So there you go. Fairy lights meets Hope in the Darkness.
Yeah, this is...
For magic, right?
Oh, I love that.
Very
I love how that
fun.
turned out. That was such a...
Yeah. Obviously,
unique way
those
to
of you
use
who have
that.
already visited the auction know about the yoga mat and the table and the watch and all these little things that I think we're pretty pumped about this year. Those are things we've never had in an auction ever. We have
will we have
and we
on
have
the
some
lemonade stand.
blankets and things like that. So have fun shopping till midnight. I think it'll be a fun way to see how it all turns out.
Yeah, and just a reminder, we do one of the things we do offer is the 0% financing because it's not like people are just every day plop down money for an original or necessarily have it in the budget. So we want to make it affordable for people. So with 20% down, we spread out the payments over 6 months, 0 interest. It's just
try to make it
something
easy.
we add in to make it easier for people who are just like, I really have always wanted to own an original. I want to show that off, and there's just something magical about
the oil,
the brush strokes and a real original. So I know it's not for
remarkable.
everyone, but we wanted to make it as accessible as possible. So thank you to everyone.
Yes,
who has
midnight
bid
Central
along,
time.
And
so those
really
of you who are in
appreciate
other
that.
countries, good luck on that
Absolutely. I can't possibly do that math.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
In 2016, the Chicago Cubs spent a wheelbarrow of money, $184 million to be exact, on a free agent outfielder named Jason Hayward. By almost every measure, with the exception of his stellar defense, he failed to live up to expectations. He struggled through a rough year, but amidst all the boos, I watched him persist admirably with the things he could control, namely his work ethic, attitude, and leadership. He ultimately came through when it mattered most, and it wasn't with a timely hit, stolen base, or spectacular catch. In the 7th game of the World Series, during a rain delay that came moments after the Cubs had surrendered a 3-run lead that would have secured their first championship in 108 years, Jason called a players-only meeting. Tom Verducci wrote about it in the book The Cubs Way. Hayward began, I know some things may have happened tonight you don't like, but we're the best team in baseball, and we're the best team in baseball for a reason. Now we're going to show it. We play like the score is 0-0. We've got to stay positive and fight for your brothers. Stick together, and we're going to win this game. Other players began to speak up. The entire delay took only 17 minutes, but a different team came out of the weight room from the one that had entered it. The dugout was suddenly alive with shouting and joking. The Cubs went on to score 2 runs in the top of the 10th, held on for an 8-7 victory, and became champions for the first time in a century. Hayward didn't score the winning run or secure the final out. He merely reminded his teammates of what was true and what they were capable of. We'll never know for sure, but I don't think the Cubs would have won the World Series without that timely speech from Jason Hayward. When I was a few years into my career, I started referring to myself as a professional reminderer. It was always good for a laugh and helped me to justify my existence on the stage. After all, who was I to be speaking to these people, especially those who were older, smarter, and more experienced than me? As the years have piled up, I still use the line. It's still good for a laugh and helps disarm people who might be wondering what they have to learn from a guy wearing a Captain Crunch t-shirt. But now I know the truth. I know how important reminderers are for all of us. James Clear, the author of the brilliant book Atomic Habits, says people keep reading self-help and revisiting the same ideas because that's precisely what we need, to be reminded. The problem is not that information is unhelpful, but that attention is fleeting. Nobody focuses on one idea every minute of the day. Focus is hard to come by during normal times, even harder during a pandemic. I felt like I've been a broken record, or for you younger ones, a song stuck on repeat since COVID hit last March. But that's okay, because I know that we can have our head on straight one day, complete with a positive attitude, sunny outlook, and a spring in our step, and the next day, after being drenched with a downpour of bad news and mudslinging, we need to be reminded again, and again, and again. That's what this show aims to be, as well as the message I send out every Sunday morning to Adultitis Fighters like you. It's a weekly reminder about what is true and what you're capable of. I may be doing my reminding professionally, but we are all called to be reminderers. Are there people in your life, friends, students, siblings, children, parents, your spouse, who need to be reminded of how much they've accomplished, of how special they are, of how much you love them? We're entering the home stretch of 2020. Please allow me to remind you of some things that are true and what you're capable of. You've come a long way. You are stronger, braver, and more resilient than you think. If you're willing to own it, this pandemic is the opportunity of a lifetime, the moment you've been waiting for. Not everything has to be great for you to see the good in a situation. When something is broken, it might not be the end, but rather a new beginning. God is always working. Good things are happening, even if we don't see them. The cure for fear is thankfulness. It is impossible to feel anxious when you are practicing gratitude. The only thing you really have control over is that which happens under your own roof. Focus on that. Blessed are all who take refuge in the Lord. You can be brave because you have backup. We all have something valuable to share. We don't have to be the same in order to work together. During dark nights of the soul, sometimes we need patience and sometimes we need a new perspective. Either way, dawn is coming. When you are hopeless, look for the light. Darkness is real, but light's more powerful. Fix your eyes on the good things happening around you. In many ways, 2020 has felt like one long freaking rain delay. Our lives have been put on hold and we don't know how long this disruption will last. It's not over yet, but it will be soon. In the meantime, your job is to be a light to others in the ways only you can. Never underestimate the importance of reminding people what is true and what they're capable of. The secret I've come to realize is that in reminding others, we also end up reminding ourselves that the rain will end and the sun will shine again.
Okay, my cup is full. Thank you. That was really cool. Jason doesn't do these monologues ahead of time in front of me, so I appreciate
You're
that.
seeing them for the
I
first
see
time.
them for the first time as well. And it reminds me of when we went to a Cubs game in college. We were in a group and there was a rain delay. And I remember being out in, trying to seek refuge by the concession stands, right? Staying dry because it was downpouring at Wrigley Field. And I remember just being like, okay, well, we can eat nachos and we can have a pretzel and maybe some pizza. And you're just kind of waiting. And there is this moment of complete fatigue. And I think you're hitting this right at the extreme fatigue moment for many of us. So thank you for that.
Well, it was kind of funny thinking about reminiscing. And part of it is Theo Epstein, who is the president of baseball operations, who is the architect of the Cubs World Championship team, stepped down yesterday, I believe, and is moving on to other challenges.
It's a new season,
and it's a new season. But it got me appreciating, as much as I wish the Cubs would have won more championships, I'm forever grateful that they won the one. And I've thought of the Jason Hayward thing, because a lot of fans really were disappointed with his performance, and he's done better in previous and subsequent seasons, but. I've always been impressed by his attitude amidst, I could tell he was more upset at himself than the fans were mad at him. And I thought it was really cool that he always focused on what he could focus on, because you can't always control what hits you get and where the ball goes, but you can hustle, you can lift up your teammates. And I think that's a lesson we all need to learn in this difficult time, because we all feel it. We all feel the weight on our shoulders and the weariness. And I think it's an opportunity to say, well, what can we do? And being a reminder for someone else. And the fact that that's something I've been realizing in this pandemic is, like, I just need to be reminded myself over and over and over again. And it's okay to have that feeling. And that's really, we've talked about, like, that's what we want this show to be for people, and this weekly Humpday break. So
yeah, that's awesome. I see some cool comments come up here. Paul said, I love that tying together of all the pieces. That was a cool surprise for me too, Paul. I didn't know you were going to do that. That was pretty neat. I so appreciate that reminder. Thank you, Jason. So Paul and Tracy, the couch mates there.
Reminderer, encourager. Yeah, thank you. That's cool.
Very cool.
Christy says that was so needed tonight. That is awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Amen.
I really appreciate
agree.
that. Very cool. Well, I think we're going to keep with this baseball theme, even though it seems really weird to be talking about it after the World Series is over. But I think for sure it's time to draw. All right, let me pull this up. I always forget this little part. There we go. Okay, guys. Are you guys ready to draw? We love this part of the show. We hear people love this part of the show. It's the chance where you get to pull out something to draw on, something to draw on, and go step by step to draw something fun and weird. And we've got something like that in store.
If you have not shared our show tonight, this is a great time to do it. Invite people to have a little extra fun in their life. Say, come draw with me.
Yes,
so let's do it.
Come draw with me. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start out with a kind of a line that looks a little bit like this. I guess it's sort of, would you call that an L shape or I don't know.
A fish hook.
You call it whatever you want to call it. Now, here's what's kind of fun. So we're almost to Thanksgiving. We're not that far away. And do you remember those turkey hands that you would draw, right? Like
Ro and I were just looking at those.
I realized it was as I was setting this up that this is similar to that but different.
Super retro.
So explaining that will help me show you what we're gonna do. So you're gonna draw what seems to be little fingers or feathers, and I'm just gonna draw 3 because I need a little bit of room to play around with. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a little line like that. And then I'm going to connect this up here. So you see this turkey resemblance, right? But this isn't going to be a turkey.
I kind of just want you to do a turkey hand. Like I literally want you to stop what you're doing and do a turkey hand.
I'm going to. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a line like that, connecting that.
All right.
And then I'm going to draw another line like that. And I'm just going to draw another line in there. And now what we're actually turning this into is I'm going to put like a little V right up here in the corner, and a V up here, and a V here. And what we're drawing is a baseball glove, and these are the laces, right?
Sure.
And then another little touch, I'm going to draw these little hash marks down the side. Again, these are like little stitches, okay? And of course, this wouldn't be complete without a little smile.
It's been a while since we've had. Well, maybe not.
Well, just last week.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I just remember.
And I'm gonna give this guy a little feet right here.
Those
okay.
Are cute. Yeah.
Now over here, I'm gonna draw a circle.
And
you
Paul
can
called it.
imagine
He
what
said there's
this
room
is.
for a ball.
There is room for a ball. And let's see. I'm gonna draw some little marks, little motion lines there. Okay, it's coming right at you. And then a baseball is really easy. You just got to draw these little half circles on the side. And
I love how you assume people know exactly where to put those little things so it looks like a real baseball. If you're like, here, now turn this into a baseball, I'd be like,
Well, I didn't assume it. That's why I demonstrated it, right? Just
no,
in
I
case.
mean,
but yeah.
like how easy it is. It's like, boop, boop, right there. Oh yeah, you know.
Now, I think I want to make this guy
the power of his observational
freaking out
skills.
a little bit. He's like,
yeah, that's awesome.
coming in for a crash landing, right? All right, and then we'll add some color in here.
Tracy's got a good idea. She says, and add a circle under the mitt for added whimsy.
You've been here before, Tracy.
It's almost like you're a student of this segment, Tracy,
yeah,
right? Meanwhile, Rachel said they had a big marathon and watched a whole bunch of them the other day with the kids.
Oh, yeah?
And did a bunch of them on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
we got quite a library growing.
Awesome.
So let's draw a segment
at
here.
least 28 of them, probably.
Pretty close, I would imagine. All right, we got our little glove there. Of course, we'll make this ball. Color that in.
Nice.
Now, of course, if you wanted to be realistic, which why wouldn't you? You could do these stitches red instead.
There you go.
And if you have more detail, I don't have a lot of detail here, but you could just make these little hash marks here and go again next level stitchery. And I think what we'll do, I'm going to go with Tracy's suggestion. And I'm going to get darker green. I can't resist myself.
More whimsy.
And I'm going to put a little shadow down here.
Is better with more whimsy.
And then I'm going to give this guy a shadow. Now he's grounded.
Nobody's elevating. Obviously, the ball is already elevated. But
this guy's just...
He's grounded.
He's waiting. He's waiting here.
So joyfully.
Ready to go. Ready to catch him with gentle love. Hopefully, possibly. And what else could we do? It feels like there needs to be one more little...
Just making this up, you guys. By the way, Mary Beth Updike, rocking it with the turkey hands. She says, used to. I still make turkey hands.
Right?
Right? I want to see that, Mary Beth.
Love it. I'm going to make just a little...
Aw, cheery. Little
cheery
blush.
cheeks there. All right, there you go. We've got a happy baseball. Well, he's not that happy, is he? He's a little concerned.
The mitt's gonna be.
Nervous,
he's got him. He's got his
the
back.
mitt is happy. So we wanted to thank you for playing along with us. We hope you had fun, and we want to thank everyone who submitted their drawings from the last couple weeks.
Look at this one, Tracy. Of course, Tracy's here tonight. Look how cute those little birdies are.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago we did this one with the little birds.
The cardinal and the blue jay. Right? So cute. I love them. I love their little tails.
We've got another one here. Amy Payne. Hers were a little chubbier. I love that. I love that look.
They're
and
so
then
cute little feet.
Last week at gallery night we did this, where we had the celebratory champagne flutes, and Elle put this one in.
Clink. I love it.
This is fun. Joyce did this one during the show and then held it up as we were
So cute. Little
making
screenshot.
strange faces. I seem very unhappy with whatever
I
Kim
know,
is
and I'm
doing
like,
at that
that's
moment.
enough.
That's enough. I'm done with this. And then my favorite one in a while is Helen. Actually combined the two.
Merged.
And if you look closely, you can see both birds.
It's so cute.
You can see the little champagne glasses that they're holding. And then she reproduced
I know.
small pieces of my artwork in the background. This is next level, Helen. I don't know.
Heck yes, I did.
I don't
She
even
did.
know what to say about
You
this.
did, Helen. That is like next level. That's like extra credit. You get extra credit for that?
Yeah, yes. 10 points.
To Gryffindor.
To Gryffindor. So please, if you have a drawing, I don't care if you did it live or on the replay, send it to us. Send it to kj@escapeadulthood.com. We love watching and seeing the drawings come in. Please do that. We love seeing it. And
Yes.
Thanks for playing along.
All right, you guys. I told you that Mike Schroeder was coming up later, and here he is. He was our October Adultitis Fighter of the month, and we kind of missed October because of our Halloween show and gallery night, so a little delayed, but worth the
He
wait.
still was the October
Worth
Adultitis Fighter of the
The
month.
wait. Seriously, guys, he is so inspiring. If you go to our blog and, you can just scroll down, you'll find his whole post. But Mike is a super adultitis fighter, and I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. He lives by a motto, or a life lesson, I should say, that his dad taught him. And I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm going to read it because it is pretty epic, all right? He says, the real magic happens at an altitude of 30 inches. And what he means by that is when he's on the ground playing with his two beautiful daughters who they adopted this year in COVID. What a corona blessing. He is just so grateful for this family that him and his beautiful wife Amy have. And being down 30 inches from the ground, you could attest to that.
Yeah.
That's where the true magic in life happens. Playing games, being in their world is where he fights adultitis and where he gets renewed to bring that out into the world. So very cool.
It reminds me of that. Was there a line you had when we had young kids about building up capital and being on the floor time?
Yes,
right?
floor time,
Remind me of that.
deposits and withdrawals. So the concept is the more you log in and deposit, like sitting on the floor and just receiving and being and present and listening and not directing, the more deposits you make. And then when you have to make a withdrawal, like it's time for a bath, it's time for bed, it's time to eat your broccoli, they're much more willing to let you do that because you put the deposits in. It's like simple math, you guys. But it is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
The other cool thing that Mike said is that at the time he wrote this, it was October 8th. He said at that time, he had already received 4,716 flu shots from his daughter
Wow.
from her Doc McStuffins medical kit. So practicing
I think that's like a few more than they recommend, the CDC guidelines,
you can
but
never
maybe
have too many.
in the year of COVID, it's
okay. 4,716
I love
is
too,
the optimal number.
I love too how kids love to like do like in your eye, like they're your ear, like they're always picking very.
You gotta love Doc
not great
McStuffins medical kits, guys, So he's just practicing what he preaches. And then, when he was talking about how do we deal with people with adultitis, he basically went back to our interview with Dr. Redshoe and said, she quoted it perfect: love, compassion, listening, like love on them, pray for them. So I cried reading his answers. I'm sure you will too. He is such an inspiration, Mike. We love you. Thank you for your example. And you inspire so many of us.
Absolutely. I think as he would probably say, as we say, as anyone says, is like none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. We're all in this together. We said yesterday on a car ride, we talked about the idea that fighting adultitis is a team sport.
Yeah.
And we love lifting up people who are doing a great job, and sometimes it can be the false idea that these people we lift up, or even ourselves, like we got it all figured out and we're perfect all the time. It's like we all need to be reminded. We all need to be reminderers, and that's what we love about this award of Adultitis Fighter of the Month is it reminds us of why we do the work we do and how to do it better because we have such great role models all around us. So
awesome, Mike. Thank you. All right, you guys, it is time for our giveaway as we wind up the show here. Have you guys seen this yet?
No one watching this has seen this at all.
I'm telling you, I am so this is one of those secrets that maybe you haven't figured out yet, but this has all the Corona blessings in it. So if you're not able to go buy one of each original, you could just buy a calendar.
Well, that reminds me. Tell me, you've been talking and calling with all of the Wonder and Whimsy Society members.
Yes, I have talked to 80 members so far of the Wonder and Whimsy Society. I am on fire with these people. You guys know the ones I've talked to. It's been so much fun getting to know you.
But you told me there was one. She said that she gets the calendar every year and then she rotates the artwork in her cubicle at work, right?
Yes. So she has been getting the calendar for years. She saves all the artwork year after year, and then she kind of categorizes them by season. So if you enter her cube at work, which she's still, visiting these days because she's still working at a place, that you will see different artwork rotated based on what week you're visiting her cube. And she said she's kind of known for it. People are like, I love this artwork. This is so inspiring. Thank you for bringing so much joy. So she's like the hero at work. She brings the party, which is amazing.
So anyway, we're giving one of these away and how you can enter. And I think we're going to do something different.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to do. So in order to enter, you have to answer this question. What is the weirdest house pet you'd love to own? Maybe it's a donkey. Maybe it's Mr. Ed Jr.
Ed, yeah.
What is the weirdest house pet you'd love to own? Enter that in the comments and you will be eligible to win. And we're going to open this up to everyone. So we are not going to declare a winner until next week's show. So those of you who are watching the replay, if you are watching a replay right now and it's within a week, get in here. Put your answer in there.
We do not want to necessarily punish our replay people. Wednesday nights aren't great for everybody. That's something I'm hearing from Wonder and Whimsy members of I wish I could be there Wednesday, but my church group meets on Wednesday. Whatever, So that's this is open to everyone, but they have to put a comment.
Yes.
Right in the comment thread.
So it doesn't have to be live. You got a week. A week. But let's see what we got going right now.
All right.
Steven says Aardvark. I love
that would be a really, really crazy bet.
Jen, my boys and my go-to is a finger monkey. Go. Paul says chinchilla.
Nice.
Chameleon.
Oh, those are fun.
Kathy Rose, porcupine.
Crazy, right?
Baby kangaroo.
Oh, baby anything.
Just a regular kangaroo.
Right?
We're not going to get picky
Lisa,
here.
Love it.
I love that. Here we go. A giraffe. I actually told my brother to get me one for my birthday this year. Didn't happen.
Come on, Larry. Step
Get
up.
it together. Be a good brother. We need it. It's Corona time.
Giraffes,
we need a giraffe.
Right?
River otter. I like that. You know what I would love
They're
is
so playful.
the Kraken. Solely so that I could say, when people come over, I could say, "Release the Kraken."
What is that from?
It's like a fictitious, big, huge monster from, I believe, Greek lore, but I don't know.
What's the guy from that Hagrid loves in
Hippogriff?
Hippogriff.
That would be pretty good. Mm-hmm. I wonder if anyone's got that.
Yeah.
A bison.
Bison.
That.
Go back to the bison buffalo controversy.
Here we go. Seahorses.
Yes.
A moose. Yeah, moose.
That'd be legit.
The thing is, you got to be careful if you give a moose a muffin. He's
gonna want some jam. Kara, you gotta be ready.
Baby platypus.
Oh.
We had a big debate on this way back in the early days of the show, where you thought platypuses were gross. Yeah,
this is a G-rated show.
You didn't like them. You didn't think they were cute, and I think you're wrong.
Well, we might have to bring
koala.
That back around.
Koala.
Oh yes,
Mr.
I love that.
Ed.
We have to bring back
Chimes
Mr.
with the owl. Ooh, kiwi. Catherine is from New Zealand, so I know she's.
I immediately thought of the fruit. I was like, what? What?
It's a pet that it doesn't last very long, but there's not a lot of upkeep.
Unicorn.
I went on a date night with our youngest daughter about a week ago, and we got into a discussion, and she was doing hard sell on me with a pet, and she was explaining to me that if we could get a machine that's like a vacuum that cleans up the poop, and then we could get another machine that would feed the
Heck yes, I did.
the dog, and then if we put it out in the backyard that's fenced in, we wouldn't have to take it on walks because it would run around. She was like, pretty
our
convincing.
go-to excuse for so long was that we traveled so much, so we've kind of lost the go-to excuse. It's getting harder,
she's
guys.
weighing us down. Steven Saki says a bow truckle. Got a little Harry Potter.
Is that Harry Potter?
Harry Potter
Okay.
thing, yep. Mandrakes would be really challenging to have as a pet.
Right.
What else? Oh, how about a panda? Love that.
So
Great.
sweet.
How about Kermit the Frog?
Oh yes, Kermit.
I'd be okay. How about the child? How about Baby Yoda?
Oh,
It's funny because they refer to him as a pet a lot of times now in different shows. So,
right. The child.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Yes.
Child. So, okay. So there you go. This door is open. We're giving this baby away. One of you could be winning that has already commented, but you got a week to get your entry in. So please do that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Well, just a reminder to be a reminderer.
It's very meta.
It's very meta. But I got to tell you, people need to hear stuff that you think they should already know, right?
Yeah.
That's an important job, and it's something that we can all do to help everyone out, bring some light to the world. Please do that. And
we have a very special show next week. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I know Thanksgiving has a lot of mixed emotions this year. And so we're bringing it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have a special show. We only got 4 shows left in this season because we're taking a little break around Christmas. We got 4 shows, and in 2 weeks we have an amazing interview that's coming up. So hang in here. One of the best ways to find out what's going on is by becoming an Escape Adulthood insider. Mm-hmm. We send out this message once a week. As I mentioned earlier in the monologue, it's basically a weekly reminder of things we need to be reminded of. And if you are not already receiving those, I know that's something that has been consistent with the conversations you've had of people saying how much
almost every single Wonder Whimsy Society member says, I look forward to my Sunday morning email from Jason.
And
it's pretty cool.
I appreciate that. And it makes it hard because I want to live up to it. And I put a lot of work into it.
It's like that last game in the World Series every week, Jay.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to do it. And I'm happy to hear that it brings light into people's lives. But you have brought life into our life by being with us tonight. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for just being here. Thank you for being you. You are awesome. That is it, though, for this show. Until next time, Adultitis Fighters.
Shine on, spread whimsy, and be awesome.